I'm going to be showing you my top 5 formations that I'm using at the moment, either interchangeable in a game or different formations that you can try with different teams to find what works for you. I'm going to just quickly run through the formations, the sort of players you need in different positions, and give you little tips on what you need to look out for when using the different formations. So starting off, the current team, I've literally been rocking this the last couple of days. I'm going to be taking this into the weekend league. I'm really enjoying it. 4-1-2-1-2 brackets 2, which is the narrow formation with 2 centre mids. A few of my other formations do have left and right mids and wingers, so I will be covering different formations if you do like wingers. At the moment, I'm in a bit of an in-between. Sometimes I like wingers, sometimes I like a very central team. And I think if you can harness the ability to be able to switch between a central team and a wide team in-game, depending on what formation your opponent is using, that is going to be the key to your success. So I'm not going to talk about any keepers, because whoever you're going to have in goal is your preferred keeper. At the moment, Courtois is saving me in games. I've heard Marmadashvili is good if you want a cheap option for the Prem. Just find a keeper that works with your chemistry. Keepers sometimes are crap in this game, so it's annoying. In this central formation, you're going to want fullbacks like Frimpong and Alba, maybe even Davies, ones that can get up and down that wing, because you've not got any left or right wingers. So if you need to be able to send them on a run to do a whipped pass or to create that, that fifth person in the attack, you need fast, willing to go forward fullbacks who obviously can also defend, because you've only got one CDM. Now, with that CDM, you're going to want someone who preferably has something like holding plus like Gravenberch has, because you're going to want them to sit in front of that defense and just jockey across and not go forward. That's what your 2 centre mids are for. So I've got De Jong and I've got Camavinga. I quite like a left-footed person on the left and a right-footed person on the right, just so you can put them deep balls across in with their stronger foot, just because long-range finesse shots aren't as good this year. So if you can do the finesse shots, just swap them around. Just simply, if you like doing that, just swap these 2 around. Now, the cam, in all my formations that I have with a cam, the cam is the most important position on the pitch. Especially in this formation, you're going to want someone with like tiki-taka or tiki-taka plus. I think Messi's got the plus version. Yeah, he does have the plus version, and so does De Jong. I mean, if you can get it on all 4 of them, you're cooking. You can just ping it around all the opponent midfield, no problem at all. But yeah, Messi is so good in this position. Now, if you're going to play 2 up front, I've found I like a tall striker and a shorter striker. And everyone obviously knows Pina's massively overpowered at the moment. And in this specific team with Alba at left back and the Spanish manager, I get her on 2 chem. So I do use her in this team. And this Ekatike card, it's like bloody having Omri up front. But yeah, this is the first formation. 4-1-2-1-2, brackets 2. If you're not going to use it as your main formation, I would at least recommend having this as a tactic that you can switch to in-game. The second formation is the 4-2-1-3. This is my go-to formation if I'm struggling in a game, if I need to hold a game, or if I start playing a couple of champs games with my other formations that are not doing well, and I need to go back to basics and just start playing a bit more steady. This is the formation. The defense is pretty much the same. I've got Davies in at left back instead of Alba, because I've got this Elise card right wing, and for him to get formation, I have Musiala and then Davies, so they all get the formation together. But I do have Messi. I would put Messi on the bench so that I can bring him on, just because of how good he is in that cam position. With the 2 CDMs, now they're not going to be 2 CDMs that are just going to be sitting back. So you need someone, again, these are the 2 midfielders in all of my teams, Camavinga and De Jong, who can defend, they can get forward, they can do the passing. I don't really have an out-and-out CDM in that position, just because I want that flexibility of being able to go forward with them. The one thing you do have to be careful with is a lot of people do play with 1 cam, so you will have 1 cam that sits just in between them that sometimes can screw you over. So just be mindful of that. And then if you are playing a formation with 1 striker, just make sure it's someone that can do a bit of everything. Like Ekatike is fast, he's big, he's strong, but he's got 87 dribbling. So if I need to pass it into him hold it up, take it past the player a couple of times to put it through to one of the other players, he can do that. Someone like Haaland maybe won't work, just because he is an out-and-out striker. He's good at getting through. I think Haaland works with 2 strikers, personally. Now, your right wing and left wing, I do like in this formation having them on inside forward, in which case I'd like a left winger on the right side and a right footer on the left side. I've got Kudus on the left at the moment, but I sometimes switch out for Leao, who's down the bottom here. And once he gets through, all you literally do is just tap it to the right a little bit and low-driven finesse into the bottom right corner, and it just works perfectly. So that's the second formation. The third formation is a classic 4-4-2. With this formation, I would even say you don't need someone like Frimpong and Davies at left back. You could have more of a traditional right back and left back. Someone's a bit more defensive. This could be like your holding formation to switch to go, right, okay, I need to just level everything out, have everyone on, just come back a little bit, let's balance out the game. But it is also very, very good on a counter-attack. Again, the two centre mids, very, very critical. You need people that can go up the pitch, that can sit back, that can go out wide, that can cover the right back and left back. And these two just work so well. In this formation especially, I've found you don't need pacey left mid and right mids. Musiala works so incredibly well on this left mid position, especially as he's got, is it technical plus? So when I get it out to him, he normally, they'll bring their CDM out and their right back will both be there. If you can use that technical and get past the CDM back into the middle position, it opens up. You've then got another 5 players that are all ready to take the ball off of him with one of his CDMs out the game. And then the 2 strikers up top. Ekitike, he's in all of my teams at the moment. He's unbelievable. Mateta, I don't really like. I think you do need a small striker here. If I could get Pina in on a bit more chem, I would put her in. Yeah, this is just to show the formation. This is a formation I switched to. I never start on this formation, so I wouldn't actually rock this team as such. But a team I would start off the game with is the 4-4-1-1. I've been really enjoying this formation. It's very similar to a couple of the other formations, but this time you have a cam, centre mids, and left mid, right mid. So there's no wingers, there's no CDMs, and there's no second striker. But for the same reasons, you don't need a pacey left mid, and you don't need a pacey right mid, because they can cut in. But this time you've got a cam. I just love a really good cam with like 4-star like Gulla, who can just completely dictate the game. I haven't tried the variation of this where you have 2 CDMs. I think that would work really, really well to be a bit more defensive. But you can set the centre mids on defensive mindset anyway, so it's not too bad. And again, if you're going to have one striker, make sure there's someone that can do all the business. And the last formation I'm going to run through, this was the formation I ran the whole of FC25. I started off the year with this. It started off a bit slow. It's a little bit better now, but it's very similar to the 4-2-1-3, but it's a bit more attacking. Instead of CDMs, you have centre mids. So everything else applies. This is going to be something, again, I'm not going to start off the game with, but I might switch to this tactic just to be a bit more pressing. If someone goes 1-2 goals up and they're starting to hold back, hold the ball with their keeper, and when idiots do that, this is a formation that is slightly higher. Your centre mids will push on. It's all about getting these left wing and right wings into the position behind the striker or alongside the striker. So you've got a front 3 and then 3 behind them. So you've basically got 6 players going forward. They are my top 5 formations. If you guys are going to be rocking any of them in Weekend League, let me know how you get on. If you want to see any tactics, I can drop the codes for you. I can do another video just to show the tactics on what I run for each formation. But if this has been helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.